Okay, so good afternoon, welcome. We're at the Goodwin HQ, we're in the green room. We're joined by Flyweight Jack Hughes. How you doing, Jack?
I'm good, thank you, Kevin. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, Jack. So, obviously, coming up, second fight in March, 18th of March, isn't it? York called Bethnal Green and the Bethnal Bedlam, top of the bill. Obviously got some great fights on that show, Jack, and we've got, obviously, John O'Donnell with your stablemate, Eric Ocheng, in a welterweight English title, great fight. Obviously got the Woodicking match of Carl Wheeler fight, so it's a great show. Jack, obviously second pro fight coming up. Obviously, I know your first one didn't go the way we wanted it to go. How has it been coming into from your first fight to your second fight, Jack?
Yeah, I think it's been going great because I think in a way I needed the loss because I think turning over and everything, it got a little bit to my head and I think I thought I was better than I was. And then obviously the loss brought me back down to earth. So I got rid of my shorts that had the best in the world on it and all that rubbish, just going back to being me now. So the second fight, yeah, I think I needed the loss and training camp's gone great. I've got people my weight that I'm sparring, which I didn't have last time. I was sparring lightweights before the fight, which was no good. We've worked on loads of new things, so I'm really happy going into this fight and I can't wait for it.
So, I mean, for someone that doesn't know that, you know, the difference between, so when you say you're fighting lightweights and you're sparring lightweights, for those that's watching, obviously you're a flyweight, you're an 8 stone fighter, and obviously lightweights are 9 stone 9 on the day. So when you're sparring them, they're probably 10 stones. So there's probably a 2 stone difference in terms of your sparring. Jack, how difficult is that? I mean, for you're fighting other pro fighters that's 2 stone heavier, how difficult is that for you to try and adapt your style to that?
Yeah, it's very difficult because if you're a come forward flyweight and you're fighting a lightweight, there's no way you're ever going to be able to move a lightweight back. It's just impossible. Like as you said, 2 stone, it's just impossible. So every time I was just always on the back foot. Every time I sparred, every time I did anything, I was just on the back foot. Couldn't go forward, couldn't push him back. So when I got in the ring, I just got in a bad habit of just always on the back foot, just all the time. So it's like it was not ideal, to be honest, going into the first fight with that kind of sparring. But as I said, it's different now, and I'm sparring people my weight, and now I'm on the front foot more than on the back foot.
And there's some pros and cons of being a flyweight, Jack, isn't it? I mean, obviously one of the cons of being a flyweight is you don't get so many people around to spar, and the problem you had there is a problem that isn't experienced by many fighters because of it. But then the pro side of that, Jack, is obviously there's not many people in your weight division. After a few fights you can be in line for titles and stuff like that. How is that for you to juggle those pros and cons?
Yeah, it's good. In a way, it's good that there's not a lot around because, as you said, then you can just go on to get to the titles faster, get your name out there quicker, and so on. But then again, as you said, there's not a lot, so finding sparring's hard, and then there's probably more people avoiding each other and things like that. So, and then if you take a few losses as well, then I guess it's game over kind of because you're already right down the bottom of the pan. But yeah, so. But
right down the bottom of the pan, still 8th in the country, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, still 8th in the thing. So it's a strange thing, and it's a thing. So Jack, obviously, we talked about the first one. Obviously, that it was just a close point decision, just didn't get anything. I know you think, and a lot of people thought on the day you did enough just to nick it. There's an old saying, Jack, that you either win or you learn. Is that really what you've seen from that? Is obviously coming from that into this, is you've learned so much about yourself, and obviously because it was your first camp, it's a whole new world, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I always definitely think you learn a lot more from losing than winning. As I said in an interview before, if I would have won that fight, I would have just did the same stupid little things that I was doing in the next fight, and I probably would have went on to lose the second one. So in a way, it was good that I lost the first one. Everything, all those silly little things that I was doing are all out the window now. The stupid sparring at welterweights and lightweights, that's gone now. I'm sparring flyweights and bantamweights. So yeah, so it was. I can't even remember the question you asked now. I was completely away.
That's all right. It was just about how it's for you to try and think. But obviously, talk about your camp with Sparring now. Obviously, trained by Barry OConnell, fantastic trainer down in London, State of Mind Fitness. You got a great stable of fighters with you as well. What it's like to be? Look, I know they're bigger guys, a lot of welterweights and super welters and that sort of stuff. But what's it like to be in that camp? Obviously, I say Barry's a great trainer, some great fighters there. What's it like for you to be in amongst those people?
Yeah, I love my gym. As I said last time before, when I was here last time, I wouldn't train anywhere else. That gym is home to me. That is like my second home. they're all them fighters in there. They're all my brothers. I love every single one of them. So I wouldn't go anywhere else.
And like I say, great fighters. Obviously, John O'Donnell there. You got Dan Keenan. You got Dean Richardson. You got so many good fighters down there. Curtis Phillips, I think, down there as well, isn't it? So it's how much is it? Obviously, John O'Donnell. We use John O'Donnell. He's the top of the bill, the same card. How much is it for you to look at him and know, former Commonwealth champion, going for the English title now? How inspiring is that for you to be there and seeing all that and learning tips off of him?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like watching John spar. Barry always says I would pay to watch John spar, and it's kind of true because John is class. He is proper class. Like I watch him sometimes in sparring, and like my jaw's just like wow, like that is a world class fighter. He's just been so unlucky that he should have achieved more, but he's just been so unlucky with the things he talks about, and he's a bit of a party boy and all that. But I know definitely one day John will win a world title, 100%.
Definitely. So Jack, obviously coming back to you again. So Jack the Ripper, where did Jack the Ripper come from? Who's responsible for the nickname?
I think it was either me or my mum, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't really remember. It was when I was 16, so I have no idea how it come about. But yeah, I like that nickname, Jack the Ripper.
That's good. And look, it's important to have a brand and a tagline, isn't it? In a world of social media now, where there's lots of pros fighters, it's really important to have that tagline. So it's the Jack the Ripper works for it. So Jack, one thing that obviously people don't know, obviously seeing you about stuff like that, know how. If they don't know a lot about professional boxing, about how hard it is to sell tickets and that kind of stuff, how important is it for people to get behind you, especially at these lighter weights? How important is it for people to get behind your sponsors, etc., etc.?
Yeah, it's very important to get behind anyone, because at the end of the day, this is what I want to be my career. I don't want to be a dog groomer, which is what I do. I don't want to do anything else. This is what I want to do. So supporting me in this is basically asking you to support my career and my job, pretty much. And obviously,
and your dream, right?
Yeah, my dream, yeah. And if you don't, then I won't be fighting, and that's my career out the window pretty much. And I'll probably have to go and do something that I don't really enjoy. And plus, on the plus side as well, being a low weight fighter, 2-3 fights support me, and I'm getting title shots, and it's 50-50 fights, and I don't need to sell as many tickets anymore. So if you can support me now through the hard times, that'd be great.
And do you know what? That's the point, Jack, as well. Where you're different in terms from a sponsorship's point of view. If you sponsor a welterweight, for instance, like middleweight, it could be 2 or 3 years for the internal reaction. It could be 12 months. So if a sponsor's looking to sponsor and support, you're probably one of the best ones to sponsor, because you're going to get the more focus, because you're ranked 8th in the country as it stands at the moment, because of that thing. So it's even more important. You perhaps bring more to the table, even though it's at a lighter weight, than some of the other boys.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. So it's always good for the brands as well. If I win a world title in 6 fights, that's 12 months, as you said. I doubt I'll get a title shot in 12 months, but along them lines.
It might not be a world title, it could be Southern Area English. They happen much more quicker, don't they? Yeah. So it's it's important. And Jack, how hard is it, again, for people that don't know, maybe seeing you for the interview for the first time, how hard is it to be, you say you're a dog groomer by trade, it's what you do but you live in to obviously make sure you can live. How hard is it to do a full-time job and then try and fit training and marketing yourself and selling tickets and making weight, etc.? So how difficult is it to juggle all of those balls in the air at one time?
It is hard. Like, it's very, very stressful. Like the people like Charlie Edwards and all that, they've got it lucky. It's their full-time job, and they don't even need to sell tickets. But then again, I say lucky, they worked hard to get there and they deserve to be there. But it's very hard. Like you go home. I mean, you go to your job at get up at 6, and then you've got to go to the gym after work, and then on top of that, you've got to sell tickets and all that. It's very, very stressful to do it, juggle it all in one.
And then what people don't know as well as the gym session, you've got runs on the outside of that as well that's not even included. I know when people think of the gym now, that includes their run, but your runs, and for most boxes, are completely separate, isn't it? It's separate from the gym work. So, look, Jack, thank you for joining us. Look, I hope people get behind you. I think you've got a fantastic story. I think you've got a lot to offer. I think you're very charismatic. I think, I think there's a lot there for you. We wish you best of luck for the 18th of March, your second time out, and putting the wrong right. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Kevin.